You are about to discover the secret that not even the gods dare ask the Queen of Olympus. From above, Hera's throne remains untouched, but the air around it burns, not by fire, but by the tension that makes even thunder hesitate. In the center of the hall, a black veil floats, light as silk, heavy as a crime. Inside there, something is pulsating. I shouldn't. Not here. Not before the gods. Aphrodite steps away. Athena falls silent. Ares grips his spear tighter than necessary. Zeus is not here, and that says more than any scream. You are called. The columns tremble when you step on the marble. The veil watches you without eyes. Today, you will discover what Hera hid even from the gods themselves. You will understand why not even time dares to touch this secret, and why, if he is revealed, Olympus may never be rebuilt. The veil floats. Do you face it, or do you close your eyes like cowards? What Hera hides could change everything, even where you are right now. From which country and city are you watching? Comment below. Olympus wants to know how far this secret has reached. You walk. Each step echoes as if the marble is judging your existence. The golden columns of the hall are cracked, not by time, but by secrets that weigh more than titans. The veil continues to float in the center. Nothing touches it. Not time, not the gods. Ares leans against the wall, but his hand trembles. Aphrodite pretends to admire her nails. Athena pretends not to hear. Hermes is gone, of course. And then you notice, no one breathes deeply. It's as if the air itself respects what's about to happen. Hera hasn't said anything yet. She just watches. But when her gaze meets yours, you understand what all the gods tried to forget. This isn't a ceremony. It's a trial, and you've been summoned without warning. The altar behind the veil is covered in symbols that burn slowly, like embers that won't go out. You recognize one of them, the same one that's burned on your skin since birth. Hera takes a half step forward and smiles. Have you ever seen a king disappear from his own throne without leaving a note? Well, not even Zeus had the courage to be here today. Her words cut deeper than any lightning bolt, but no one reacts, because deep down, everyone agrees, and you're exactly where she wanted you.
Hera raises her hand. She makes no grand gesture. She just extends 2 fingers, and you feel your skull throb. The vision begins, but you don't close your eyes because they no longer obey you. You see a throne that no longer exists, not on Olympus, before Olympus. The stars were still young, and there, under a sky that had no name, stands Hera, alone, young, crownless, husbandless, without mercy. Before her, a presence, formless, faceless, only darkness with eyes. Nyx, the night. I want to learn to hide what not even the gods can see. Hera's voice echoes through time. In return, I give something that not even time can take away. The exchange is made. The pact is sealed. And with that, something disappears from destiny. You wake up with a bloody nose. Aphrodite looks away. Athena holds her breath. Ares laughs, but not for fun. She made a pact with Night. I just asked for a new shield. You realize what you've just seen. Hera asked Night for the right to be forgotten, to do something without the world ever knowing. And now, you're remembering. What lies within that veil is what she erased from history. A secret that tears through the timeline like lightning through ancient stone, something fate itself tried to hide. But Hera doesn't forget. Hera guards, Hera plants, and reaps. And you were chosen to reap what no one had the courage to sow.
The veil descends on its own, without wind, without touch, as if obeying a silent will. Inside a small urn, simple, ancient, but what pulses within is not symbolic, it is alive. The sound is low, muffled, a heart, but it is not that of a god, nor of a hero, nor of a mortal. It is yours. You take a step. The beat quickens. Another step. It synchronizes with your breathing. Hera approaches slowly, as if traversing eons. I will not let Zeus devour every child. She touches the side of the urn, and her vision returns. You see the Styx, black, eternal waters. On the banks, Hera. In her arms, a baby, silent, his eyes wide open for a newborn. If you give him up, he will never remember, nor will the world. Nyx's voice pierces the mist. Hera hesitates for a moment. Then she gives in, and with that, she erases a name from fate. You return. You are trembling. The altar burns silently. The seal on your skin reacts. Aphrodite takes a step back. Ares clenches his fists. Athena whispers, "She created something not even the gods can foresee." Hera smiles, "I did what every queen does. I hid what the king could not bear to see." You look at the urn. What lies there is not just a heart. It is a forbidden memory, a divine crime, a birth that should not have happened, but it did. And now, breathe. You feel. The thing inside the urn recognizes you, because it is you. And the world, which for centuries lived without your memory, will have to remember.
The hall of Olympus trembles, not from an earthquake, but because he has arrived. Zeus. He doesn't enter, he falls like a lightning bolt, refusing to ask permission. The light that surrounds him doesn't illuminate, it burns. The gods turn away, some out of respect, others out of fear. Ares clenches his fists. Athena raises her shield, not out of caution, but out of principle. Hermes, as always, disappears just as everything begins to become real. And Hera just smiles. Zeus stares at the urn. Then he stares at you. The silence weighs heavier than marble. Then he speaks, and there's no anger in his voice, just an open wound. "What is this, Hera?" She takes 2 steps toward you. Her eyes don't blink. Her voice is sharp. You, who swore order, you are the one who created the imbalance. The atmosphere bends. There's no scream, there's no thunder, but the air bends around Zeus, as if Olympus itself holds its breath. You press the urn. It vibrates with something that feels like desire. Zeus's eyes return to you. He doesn't ask who you are. He already knows. It was dead. Hera answers, without raising her voice. It's not dead. Never was. The crack in the ground spreads, like a map being redrawn. A line of light follows each fissure. But they're not just cracks. They're choices. Athena approaches. Does he know what you've done? Hera doesn't answer. She just stares at Zeus. Not even you know what I'm capable of hiding. And that's what's frightening, what she says, and what she doesn't need to say. Hecate appears to your right. Her skin is liquid shadow. She whispers, "Run now, or choose a side." You grip the urn tighter. The heart she holds races. Yours too.
The war has already begun, but no one dares be the first to call it war.
Zeus advances. He doesn't run, he doesn't speak, but the air around him seems to bend, as if even reality shrinks before what's about to happen. Hera doesn't back down, she just watches. You're in the middle, between two gods who were never just husband and wife. They were always war and balance, power and control. The urn pulses in your hands, as if sensing the impact. They stare at each other, for a long time, as if they'd forgotten time. And then, without warning, without sound, the world cracks. The impact between them doesn't explode, it implodes. The ceiling cracks, the columns sway, the torches go out. You're thrown backward, your body sliding across the cold floor. But what hurts most isn't the impact, it's what you hear. You created this. Zeus's voice doesn't tremble, but it bleeds. You lied to me. Hera doesn't retort, doesn't attack, just takes a deep breath and says, I lied because you forget what you do when you're afraid. Then the fragments come. They cut like swords, images that shouldn't exist, but are there, throbbing behind your eyes. A hidden crib, a muffled cry, Nyx reaching out her hands, Hera weeping silently, Zeus looking away. It's not just you. You weren't the first, but you're the only one who survived. The urn vibrates once more. It's awake, and now, so are you. The circle around it closes. The gods are positioned, not by order, by instinct. Ares takes a half step forward, Athena, another. Artemis readies a blunt arrow, because what's coming, no one wants to kill. Everyone just wants to know who chose chaos. Hera looks at you with respect, Zeus with a fear he would never admit. You feel it in your bones. They're not fighting each other, they're fighting for you. And you still haven't chosen which side you're on. Son of Hera? Son of oblivion? Son of imbalance? The question is no longer who you are. The question is, what will you do with it?
Everything stops. The gods freeze. The air goes silent. There are no screams. There is no more light. The urn still pulses, but now slowly, heavily, as if it knows something larger is approaching. You try to move, but your body won't obey. And then you hear it. A dry sound, too soft to be natural. The golden snitch touches the ground and begins to roll. Small, harmless, but each turn resonates as if fate is being ensnared in its own trap. The apple rests at your feet, 3 incandescent words engraved on its surface. To the fairest. You look up and see Athena, Aphrodite, Hera. The 3 stare at you, unblinking, unsmiling, and then she appears. Eris, discord. She doesn't walk, she doesn't fly, she simply is. As if she'd always been there. Her eyes don't shine, but they do entertain. And when she opens her mouth, it's as if Olympus breathes poison. The last time someone hesitated, they became a constellation. Beautiful, but alone. She points to the apple, then to you. Now it's your turn, and I hope you choose better. The goddesses remain motionless, but the air between them vibrates as if invisible blades are crossing. Hera doesn't smile. Aphrodite doesn't blink. Athena just waits. There is no right, no fair, only consequences. The snitch begins to float, and no one else seems to breathe. Not the gods, not you. Only Eris, who whispers with delight, choose, or we all fall together. And then, for the first time since it all began, the fear inside you is greater than what's around you.
The pommel hovers in the air, spinning slowly, as if time is holding its breath. The 3 goddesses say nothing, but you feel it. Each of them is speaking to you without moving their lips. Athena, with the weight of strategy and honor. Aphrodite, with the whispered promise of a love that would destroy walls. Hera, with the silence of someone who already knows that losing or winning are just different ways of controlling. You reach out, not out of will, but because the object seems to pull at your fingers. The knob spins faster. The golden light reflects on the goddesses' faces, revealing something that isn't beauty. It's war, hidden behind serene eyes. You think about asking, about seeking advice, but all of Olympus awaits your decision, and any hesitation now is seen as weakness. Ares smiles, as if hoping the choice is wrong. Artemis already has her arrow knocked. Apollo holds the lyre, but there's no music in the air. Hermes watches from afar, perhaps already devising escape routes. Even Dionysus is sober. That's never a good sign. And at the center, you, with the fate of everyone present hanging in your fingers. Do you want to know what happens if you choose wrong? No one knows, because no one has ever had that choice before. Eris whispers, "It's not about who deserves it, it's about who can handle it." The snitch stops spinning. It hovers before you, as light as a flower, as heavy as the start of a war. Athena doesn't blink. Aphrodite smiles. Hera simply says, her voice dry as ancient iron, "Choose now. I've buried promises for far less." You hesitate for a moment, and that's when the ground disappears. Not slowly, not with a warning. It simply disappears. You fall, but you're not alone. The snitch falls with you, and even as you plummet between shattered columns and crumbling statues, you feel it still clutching you. It hasn't abandoned you, not yet, because it knows what you carry, and maybe what you are.
You plummet, breathless, groundless. Your hands still grip the pommel, as if it were the only anchor between you and oblivion. Olympus disappears above you, swallowed by dark clouds, and below, there is nothing, only emptiness. But even in the emptiness, there are memories. As the body falls, the mind collapses. Fragments explode behind the eyes. You see Hera before the Styx, holding a baby. You see Nyx smiling in the shadows. You see Zeus, silent, letting a door close. You see the altar where the urn was created. You see the symbol burned into your skin, burning again. You see a city in flames, a wooden horse, a gate opening, 3 hungry heads waiting in the darkness, a name, Tartarus. The apple shines, not like gold, like blood, like a decision, like a prophecy that refuses to wait. You fall for too long for it to be an accident. And when you finally hit the ground, there's no pain, there's no sound, only the echo of the voice you still hear. If surviving marriage was already impossible, wait until you see when all the gods choose sides. You rise, not with force, but with necessity. Around you, a deserted field. The sky is cracked. The light seems to come from beneath the earth, not from above. The pommel is still in your hand, but it is changed. It pulses like the urn did, as if it has recognized its owner. In the distance, there is movement. Silhouettes marching, slow, determined. Troops, gods, entities. These are not dreams. These are choices taking shape. The war everyone has avoided for millennia has already begun, and you were the first decision, the first mistake, or the first success. You breathe, but the air isn't light. It weighs like the future, the kind of air that only exists before a massacre.
You stand. The ground still trembles beneath your feet, but now it trembles because of you. The golden snitch is no longer a prize, nor a test. It's a beacon, a symbol, a sentence, and it's responding to you. You feel it. The gods no longer see you as a mistake. They see you as a warning.
The field before you isn't empty by chance. It's a reserved space for armies, for impossible alliances, for ancient betrayals that still bleed. The first step has already been taken, but the war hasn't even begun yet, because now each god will have to choose a side, and when they choose, the world as you know it will be no more. You've heard Hera's secret, but Hera isn't the only one harboring ancient sins. If she created something beyond destiny, imagine what Apollo hides beneath the oracle, what Hades keeps buried underground, what even Athena chose to forget. You thought the snitch was the end, but it's just the first piece. If surviving marriage was already impossible, imagine surviving when the love, power, and pride of all the gods collide, when every decision brings tragedy, when the sky is torn apart and what falls from it is unforgivable. If you want to find out what truly awaits you in the Trojan War, subscribe and activate the bell. The next chapter picks up where this one left off, and when it arrives, all of Olympus will tremble with you.